Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Media Acquisitions, episode 5. Now, today is October 31st, Halloween, or Hallows Eve, what do you want to call it. Even though some of my stuff, or most of my stuff, isn't really Halloween related, just because it's uploaded, I'm just going to call this the Halloween edition. So, sit back and let the show begin. All right, now that I'm back, now I can go through my pickups. Now, from the last episode to this one, I got a lot more movies and games. However, in the next upcoming episodes, I'm predicting that the games are going to be plentiful because it's November and at the start of the holiday season, and that's when every single game comes out, pretty much. So, let me get started. First movie I got was Pirates of the Caribbean um, 4, whatever, on Stranger Tides. Now, I am a big Pirates fan, so going to this movie, I couldn't wait. I want them to, because At World's End was a bit of a letdown, so this, I guess, was start of a new, trilogy, I'm guessing. That's what I heard. Uh, Johnny Depp is always amazing as Jack Sparrow. They took away Elizabeth and Will, and they added Penelope Cruz, and um, uh, they kept Gibbs and Barbosa, even though they changed Barbosa a bit. They gave him the typical pirate peg leg and all that. Um, the movie was about Blackbeard and the Fountain of Youth. Now, what I didn't like, the journey to the Fountain of Youth was great. The mermaids and all that, stuff. But Blackbeard was supposed to be the pirate that pirates all fear the most. But I didn't really get that sense. He was just a guy with a very black beard and had a sword that can control all the ropes and all the stuff on a ship. So I didn't really get that sense of feeling that I thought Barbosa in the first Pirates of the Caribbean was much more fearful than Blackbeard was in this one. So, however, if they do continue with another couple more movies, like two more, if it's another trilogy, however they're gonna do it, I really think they should add in Captain Hook. Now, I guess Blackbeard is probably Captain Hook is based off Blackbeard or whatever, but it's Disney, so I'm sure licensing won't be an issue, and they could have a very good build him up as a very strong pirate. They don't have to add Peter Pan in it. If they do, whatever, I'm sure they'll make it seem decent enough. But um, at the end of the movie, when he got that all those ships from those bottles, he could be in one of those bottles. His ship got captured. Now, they break him free, and then there you go. You introduce Captain Hook. So that's just my thoughts. But Pirates of the Caribbean 4 kind of went on a little rant there on Stranger Tides. Now, speaking of sequels to movie franchises that should or should not have continued, this one actually got better. These sequels have gotten relatively better, and that is Fast Five. Now, the first one, The Fast and the Furious, was great. Too Fast, Too Furious was decent. wasn't as good. Then Tokyo Drift kind of went. I didn't really see it. I didn't really want to see it. It didn't really interest me. But when they brought back Fast and Furious, which is 4. That one, they brought back all the original characters. Then, they started again. Basically, I guess they wanted to see if it still had life in it, and I guess it weren't enough for this one, Fast Five. Now they just, I guess they didn't want to call it Fast and Furious Five. Whatever. They always have like ridiculous names for it. Um, but this was a good movie. It had, Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, The Rock, Ludacris, Tyrese, and Don Omar, and it was a good action movie. It was a good heist movie. If you're a fan of heist movies, I think you will like this. Now it's gonna be a little spoiler here in the next couple seconds, though. But after the credits, there's an extra scene where you have Ava Mendes' character talking to The Rock's character, and they see a picture of Letty, who's in London now. Has her own team. So, basically they're saying, I guess the directors are saying that Number 4, Fast and Furious. We kind of messed up, and maybe we shouldn't have killed her off so easily, or maybe if that was their plan all along, whatever. Um, I guess they're continuing with that. Um, Fast and Furious 6, if they make it, I don't know what the hell they're gonna call it. Fast 6. I don't think would flow too really well. Faster 6. Fast and the Sixers. The Six and Furious, Furious 6. Whatever, they'll make up some name that incorporates 6 and the word fast and or furious. So, Fast 5, really good movie. So I recommend it to anybody, any of the fans or anybody who's looking for a good action movie. So, Now next up we have Hannah. Now this I kind of went on a limb because I heard that it was pretty good. I didn't see it in theaters, so I waited till it came out on DVD, Blu-ray to pick it up. Eric Bana plays the father, where he rescued his daughter from this CIA organization or something like that, and he trains her in the woods, in isolation to be an assassin. So she's learned how to hunt, how to kill, whatever, and then he sends her off on a mission to kill or wanted her dead in the first place. So when she's going out on these missions, she's going out through Europe and whatnot. She finally sees what the outside world is. TVs, cars, all these things that we take for granted. It's a culture shock. Then she meets this family, and then she befriends this other girl who's like around her age, a little younger. So, she's just a kid, and nice to see that relationship, how she actually, in this world. So, then there's also a secret to her birth and a reason why he held her from isolation so long. So it's a good action movie too. I enjoyed it. It was if anybody also an action fan or like a drama suspense, check this out. You'll probably like it. Now next up is the 2 video games that I got this past week, month or so. You saw me do an unboxing for this game, and it is Mortal Kombat. Reboot to the franchise. Now, the reason why I got it for PlayStation 2 is, one, the PlayStation controller is much superior to Xbox 360's controller in terms for fighting games, and 2, it has Kratos in it, so I'm not going to pass that up. All around, it's a excellent game. Is what this franchise needed. Just solid, solid outing. After the DC versus Mortal Kombat, it's bloody, it's brutal, it's fun, and it's a really good fighting game. With DLC, they had 4 characters, and Freddy Krueger was one of them. So it spawned a lot of who else should be in Mortal Kombat videos. And I saw Alpha Omega Sin's video about it. So I was thinking about a few characters. So I think I'll do a video on that because I have a couple that I would like to really see in the game. So watch out for that. So Mortal Kombat, awesome game. Probably it's definitely on my top games for 2011. So I don't know how high it'll be, but it's definitely up there. It's really fun. Now next up is the bone-crushingly difficult Dark Souls. Now this is the spiritual successor to Demon Souls. All those stories that you hear about how hard it is, they're true. This one is punch in the face hard. Before I turned on my TV, before I even turned on my 360, the words "You died" appeared on my screen. That's how bad it is. But it's still an awesome game. I haven't played too much of it. I think I'm like 7 hours, 8 hours in, which is still not far because the amount of times he died is like at least 2 hours worth of dying. I went to these sewer parts, up to a dragon part. I tried to summon some people, but they died, or I died before, they really helped me. This one dragon, I forgot what it was called. Whatever. It had like a one-hit kill on me, so I haven't played since then. Really, annoyed me. But I'll get back into it at some point. The co-op is the same as the first one. You lay down your soul signs, and then you bring in other people's from their worlds as spirits to help you out. No voice chat. You know, you're alone in this one. I thought it would be cool to have like a proper co-op system where you can chat and talk, because I thought it'd still be as fun if you have like two of your buddies and then you're down a hallway. You don't know what's around the corner, so you send one of them down, and then he goes in. He says it's all clear, but he gets killed, and then you guys just laugh and have a good time. And still, you can make it difficult if if you had a proper co-op system. Well, not a proper co-op, but a different co-op system. Um, but either way, it's fine how they do it. Single player experience with Souls and the Dead. But anyway, it's still a great game, awesome game, Dark Souls. If you don't have patience, if you get mad easily, do not get this game because you'll destroy anything in your sight. So, Dark Souls. Okay, that's it for the games. Now back to I only have three more movies left, and the next one up is one of the Marvel movies that came out this year. It's Thor. Now this one was actually really good. I didn't think it was gonna be that as good it was, because I didn't know how good a Thor movie they can make, but they did a tremendous job with it. Loki, Chris Hemsworth, the guy who played Loki. Um, Odin, Anthony Hopkins, Natalie Portman, um, with appearances by Hawkeye for a few seconds. And this is the start of the Avengers, pretty much. So they get the wheels turned for it. They get his origin story. They get his movie in, and it's all just leading up to the biggest Marvel movie of ever next year. So if you're a Marvel fan, check it out. Speaking of Marvel movies, this one is the one that started it all back like 10 years ago now. I don't know if you count Blade. I didn't know Blade was a Marvel movie until later on, but this one was a very popular one, and it is X-Men, the original X-Men. Now, I didn't get the triple pack because I already have Last Stand, and I only need this one and X-Men United. Great movie. There's not much you could say more about X-Men. The Blu-ray was pretty good transfer. I think it has shown its age though, and it doesn't look like a movie that came out in like 2000, but it's still great. And X-Men, probably as good as First Class. And I think First Class will probably be my favorite X-Men movie now, but this was still an awesome movie. So X-Men on Blu-ray. And then finally, movie that gets a lot of criticism and a lot of hate for some reason. I don't know really why, but it is Transformers: The Dark of the Moon. Now, ever since all of them came out, there's always those fans that say, "Oh, Michael Bay's terrible. These movies suck." But I really enjoy all of them. I don't, they don't bother me. Um, if people want to complain, then that's fine, I guess. But when going into the movie, I'm not really looking for if they really had the characters right, or it's not based off a book or anything. It's based off a cartoon, based off a toy line. So it's not like you're watching Harry Potter and then you're seeing them mangle the book up and getting the characters all wrong. If they want to go in and put robots that look similar to the Transformers toys, the cartoon, that's fine, because Optimus looks like he should. Bumblebee, he looks a little different, but whatever. And if Michael Bay wants to blow a lot of stuff up, then go right ahead. It's an action movie. I'm looking for an action movie, so I'm not looking for a spectacular, well written, Oscar nominee worth. Even if it was, they wouldn't even nominate this anyway. But whatever. So Transformers: Dark of the Moon. I heard they were gonna make more actually, because whoever thought they would stop after this movie made like $1.5 billion. So it's a money machine right now. So I heard Jason Statham was actually going to be in the movies instead of Shia LaBeouf. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I read. But I'm all for it. Why not? Just a couple more movies. They'll let them go until they actually everybody hates it, because if people still go to the movies to see them, then they're actually gonna still make them. So if they keep up with the quality, I'm all for it. So there you go, Transformers: Dark of the Moon, and that's it for another episode of Media Acquisitions. I hope you enjoyed. Um, Next episode is probably gonna be game packed because it's November, like I said earlier, and a ton of crap is coming. So until then, I'll catch you.